In another, he faked cooperation long enough to steal the keys from a guard. He was like a ghost, appearing in one city, vanishing the next. And with every escape, he seemed to grow bolder, more ruthless, and more committed to his personal mission, to cause as much chaos as possible. Eventually, though, even Carl ran out of luck. In 1928, after being arrested for burglary in Washington, D.C., he was finally identified and sentenced to a long prison term at Leavenworth. And this time, something was different. Maybe he knew he wouldn't get out. Maybe he didn't want to. He started to open up, not to the prison system, but to a young guard named Henry Lesser, who treated him like a human being. Henry gave him writing supplies and asked him to tell his story. What came out was more than just a memoir. It was a psychological profile of a man who had completely disconnected from society. He wrote candidly, with no apologies. He described his crimes not as mistakes, but as choices. He explained how he had come to see life as a game of power, where causing pain was the only thing that ever made him feel alive. "I don't believe in man, God, nor the devil," he wrote. "I hate the whole damn human race." In one of the last chapters of his life, Carl committed a final act of violence inside the prison walls. A dispute with a staff member turned deadly, and Carl was sentenced to death. When asked if he wanted to appeal, he refused. When asked if he had any last words, he said something so cold and casual that even the guards were stunned. "Hurry it up. I could have done this myself." On September 5th, 1930, Carl Panzram was executed by hanging. He was 39 years old. His story faded into obscurity for decades, until the manuscript he left behind was finally published. It's now regarded by criminologists and historians as one of the most unfiltered looks into the mind of a career criminal. What makes it so chilling isn't just what Carl did, it's how self-aware he was about it. He knew exactly what he had become. He chose it. He embraced it. What do we do with stories like his? It's easy to label Carl Panzram as pure evil. But when you peel back the layers, the story becomes more complicated and more unsettling. Here was a person shaped by cruelty, who became cruel in return. A child hurt by systems that claimed to be protecting him, who grew up to hurt others without remorse. It's a cycle we still see today, in different forms, in different places. He claimed to have killed 21 people. Some believe the number is even higher. But Carl Panzram didn't keep trophies. He didn't hide bodies. He didn't care if he got caught. He once said, "For all these things, I am not in the least bit sorry." His only regret was that he hadn't killed more. In the early 1920s, as America was roaring with jazz clubs, prohibition, and the rise of the gangster, Carl Panzram was operating like something far darker, an invisible predator slipping through cities like a shadow. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't looking for fame. He was driven by something else entirely, destruction for its own sake. There's one story, barely mentioned in official reports, that stuck with those who study his life. In 1920, somewhere near New York, Carl lured a young sailor to his yacht, the same yacht he'd bought using stolen money from Taft's house.